Um, total attendees 5. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn on the chat, and Brittany is here, and I'm going to mute mine, and we'll let her start talking. But let's make sure the chat is enabled first. So, comment with who you are, please. Hi, Heather.
I can't see the chat. Click here to, no.
Live chat is enabled. Click here.
I guess it doesn't really matter. If somebody asks a question, Carrie, just tell me.
Well, let's just make sure people are here before you start talking.
Oh, that's where you chat.
11, so we're here. Click chat at the upper right-hand corner.
No, it just says click here to disable, so I got it.
Okay, we're there. So comment and let us know you're here, guys, so Brittany can get started. And then we'll have a real webinar.
Guys, this is a lot of freaking pressure. I don't know what I was going to say. That's great.
It's a lot of stinking work to get these things.
Well, now we know, right?
Yes. This is why today we ended up on a phone call, because webinars are not easy. Okay, I'm muting myself, and we're going to let Brittany start. This will be recorded, so you can share it with your people later if they're not on. Okay.
Okay. Hi, friends. I'm so glad you guys are here. I apologize in advance. Carrie and I thought that was going to be way easier than it was. And so, we have all sorts of friends. Hi, Missy and Amanda and Angie and Jessica and Tiffany, Kristen. Oh, the video's restricted. Well, there's nothing going on in this video that needs to be restricted. I'll tell you that much. Anyways, so first of all, my sister-in-law's here. Everybody say hi to Heather. Heather's on our team. She's in Cincinnati, but she is also my sister-in-law. So she's here for Thanksgiving. So we're going to do she'll just be here on the webinar. So I'm not going to keep you since it's 8:30 and this is supposed to end at 8:30. But I just I went over with Caroline a few things today. Maybe not necessarily for brand new girls, because I didn't want to talk about bins and business cards and all that kind of stuff. But I did want to talk a little bit about just some things, maybe just some tips that you didn't know about, or that would help you in those first few months of your business. And like I said, it doesn't matter where you're at in your business. We can always get a refresher, or we always can learn new things. Okay. First thing I'm going to talk about is our team page. One of the things that I learned from, if you guys know who Megan Hecker is, she is on the President's Council this year. She's an amazing consultant. And one of the things that she talks about is, well, first of all, we all get frustrated. I think we all can raise our hand. If we had the hand emoji, all of these hands would be up on the side, to say that it's been a little frustrating lately. The growth has been insane, but with growth comes growing pains. And so it's been hard lately to kind of deal with that, and I know it's been a little bit frustrating. And so one of the things, I wonder if I can make myself bigger. I don't need to look at myself, do I? It's fine. One of the things that Megan Hecker says is, if you're going to be upset and if you're going to be frustrated, it is completely fine. And in fact, it's encouraged, because you don't want to keep all that bottled up inside. That's never good. So one of the things she says is that you want to complain or vent up and not across. And what that means is, everybody has an upline in this company. And so you want to find the person, if you're having a really bad day, if you're really stressed about something, if you're really frustrated, find that upline, or find that person who is above you, who can, who can take it, who will listen to you, who will, maybe offer you some suggestions. The problem with doing that kind of stuff on social media is that it can create a sort of us against them. And we never want it to be that way. We never want it to be us against LuLaRoe, or me against another consultant. That's not the way LuLaRoe works. That's not the culture of LuLaRoe. Absolutely vent. Absolutely ask questions about, I had this negative situation with a hostess or whatever. How would you guys deal with that? But if you're just angry and want to be frustrated, your best bet is to start with your upline. If you're not close with your upline, go to the upline above that. And I think I posted this on the team page the other day. You can always come to me. I will give you my phone number again, and you are welcome to do that. So that was one thing I wanted to talk about. Reach out to those people, because that is what we are here for. I know I say it all the time, and people are like, I don't want to bother you, you're so busy. I spend most of my day watching Daniel Tiger, and so I want you to know that I'm really not as busy as maybe I act like I am or I appear to be. So text me, call me. I get Facebook messages from you guys all the time, and I love that. So never think that you're bothering me. I know Carol Ann feels the same way, Christy feels the same way, Paige, Mandy Abbott, anybody in this company. I know we are all here to help each other, and so I never want you to think that I want the team page to be like roses and sunshine and rainbows and unicorns, because that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I feel like if we can all kind of have a common goal and we're all headed in the same direction, I feel like all that's going to do is it's just going to help everybody. And so let me know if you have more questions about that. It's so true, Michelle. It's so true. Sometimes your child eats a ladybug and you have to fish it out of your mouth and you think, this is my life. This is really my life. Okay, so that does happen. Okay, another thing you may not know about our team page, and this is any page on Facebook, is that you can type in keywords in the search box at the top of the Lovelies page. And if that question or that word has been said before on the page, it's going to auto-populate every time that word is said. So the other day, maybe me, whatever, who's been in 2 years, I needed to know a little bit about fundraisers. I didn't know a lot about fundraisers. I'd never done one before. So I just typed in fundraisers into the search box on our team page, and you amazing girls answered all my questions for me. I didn't have to ask a question. I didn't have to wait for responses. Boom, I had immediate answers. In fact, I had that cute little, this guy here. I had this little guy. I needed this guy about how much did we raise. I needed that. And Katie Dante, I think, had posted, I think it was her, had posted it. And so I saved it to my computer and I printed it off. So if you're needing a question or if you're needing an answer real quick, just search for it. Because the funny thing is, especially those of us that have been around for a while, you see like this cycle of the same 5 to 6 questions that are asked all the time. And so you're welcome to ask them again, but if you want to save yourself time and get a bunch of different answers, you can search the team page, okay? Also, put your questions right here. Make sure I don't miss any questions. But if you have questions about what I'm saying, make sure you ask them over here and I'll try to make sure I catch them. So that's that about that. Please continue to post. Another thing is, I know a lot of you guys, your upline, if you have an upline that is a trainer, she probably has created a team page. Please use those team pages. They're a little bit more of an intimate feel. It's a great way to get to know the other girls on your team. You are always welcome to come to the Lovelies page, especially if you don't have another page. But know that those pages are there for you too, and so they're a great resource. And your trainer, your upline, is monitoring those. And a lot of times they might not see the questions that you post on the Lovelies page, and so sometimes it's a little bit easier for them to get those direct questions if you put them on your down or on the smaller page. So also something to think about. Ordering. That's the next thing I wanted to talk about. I can't tell you how many times I get the question, when do I reorder, especially from the girls in the beginning, and they'll say, I like lose sleep at night over wondering. Ask this one right here. How many times, where is she? How many times did you call me saying, I don't know when to order, I don't know when to reorder? And I get it. I remember in the beginning, y'all, with 112 maxi skirts, and I was like, I don't know when to get more skirts. Now, I don't know, it's all maxi skirt. Like I feel like 4 months. So it's kind of hilarious how far we've come. But I know how hard that is in the beginning. And so one thing that's been circulating I never had like a great answer, because I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm a little bit of an otter, a little bit of a sanguine, in which I'm just like, whatever, like, order as much as like the spirit tells you. I don't know. Like, I'm not great at keeping numbers like that. I just kind of, Heather's laughing because she's the total opposite. And so I would just be like,
the spirit tells you. I can't handle that.
What? It's true.
Okay, I'm going to mute myself. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do this every time, but I really had to jump.
Carolyn is the opposite of me as well. So that's another person. I would literally look at my bins and be like, they're looking a little low. I need to reorder. And that's really a terrible way to do it. Okay. So so the rule
there actually is a formula.
There is totally a formula. And so what they've been saying at the web or at the trainings, and this is an amazing bit of information, is every 25 pieces you sell, reorder 33. And I was like, that is brilliant, because those are small little orders that you're placing. So if you do it once a week or even twice a month, if you're only ordering a little bit in the beginning, then you're getting small orders, you're getting new stuff because you're getting, you're not ordering a 75-piece order and getting repeats, you're getting nice small orders, and you're increasing your inventory because you sold 25, but you're replacing it with 33. So you're adding those 8 pieces into your inventory. It gets a little tricky because maybe you only sold a bunch of leggings and tunics, but you want to add in Amelia's, so that can get a little bit tricky as far as the numbers, and I can't help you with that. Heather can. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and what I've kind of done, like I'm trying to add a new piece, and so I'll just, instead of ordering like all the Julias all at once, I'll order 5 this time, 5 next time,
But don't put
in
them
the next
out
size
until you have the whole thing. Yeah. One other thing that I want to say about that is, please, I've heard a lot lately from different girls, my hostess wants this and I'm not going to have it and she's going to be so frustrated. I just want you to know that every time I have ordered specifically for a hostess, it has come back and bit me in the butt, because they will say, my friends have tons of little girls and they love dot dots. They love little dresses, and so the dot dots will be fabulous. And that's great, but if I couldn't really afford to pick up a whole new piece, but I did it anyways for this hostess, how many do you think I'm going to sell? I'm not going to sell 15 dot dots to make my money back. I might sell 30. And so then you're kind of stuck with this piece that you weren't quite ready to order. And so it's just frustrating. So please don't ever place your orders based on what your hostesses are telling you in that moment. I mean, I'm a little bit of a, just go with it kind of person. So I might be like, I love the Cassie today. And then tomorrow I might be like, oh my gosh, but the leggings are amazing. And so, don't put all your eggs in your consultant's basket, or your hostess's basket is basically what I'm saying. You can write that down. That's a quote. And so, did you like that quote, Gillian? I'm sorry, what did you say? You need to turn your sound on.
Say the quote again. I missed it. We need to type it in.
Don't put all your eggs in your hostess's basket. What I said.
It's
true. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it's so true.
Don't put everything onto what that one hostess wants, because more than likely she's gonna ask for Julia's, beg for Julia's, please bring Julia's, I can't have a party if you don't have Julia's, and then she's gonna try Nicole on and love that Nicole. So
she doesn't even know what a Julia is. Let's just be real. She just thinks she does.
Right. So just make sure that what you're ordering is what you want to order. And it's so interesting to me because people have been saying like, well, my hostess has to have holiday leggings, like she won't do the party, or she has to have tunics, or she won't do the part. And I'm thinking, my hostesses, I don't know about you guys, but most of my hostesses aren't that in tune with what LuLaRoe is doing to know our stuff that precisely. So that tells me that they're an addict and they buy from everybody, and so they're kind of all over the place. Or if she loves LuLaRoe that much, she'll wait a couple weeks if she really desperately needs that piece for you to order it, if you were going to do that anyway. So I hope that makes sense. Do you have anything you want to say about that, Carrie?
I just think that like you have to have those boundaries. And in the beginning, I remember that feeling, and I said this on the last 15-minute webinar that I did by myself. That was a hot mess. We'll delete that. But I think you have to have the boundaries, because it gets real easy in the beginning when you're nervous to let your hostesses or your customers like rule you or put a lot of pressure on you. But really, if you set that box and say, this is what I carry, this is when I'm going to do my parties, this is what I can offer you. I mean, 99% of the girls I've ever worked with have stepped right in that box and said, great, then let's do it on this time. And I'm excited about those pieces. And a lot of times, I'll have people who say, I need a lot of inventory, a lot, and there's 7 girls there, and it's a great party. It might sell 40 pieces, but I mean, they don't know what a lot means. It doesn't mean 800 pieces to them. So you just have to educate them with what you want them to know. Don't overtell them things and they won't know it. I mean, that sounds whatever, but it really is that simple. So
and we say it a lot. You would rather have a ton of something than a few of that thing. So don't ever think, well, I'll just pick up a few pieces for this one this one hostess and she'll be happy. Well, more than likely you won't have anything a print that she likes. So just,
agreed.
I mean, I just think in the beginning, I think you feel a lot of pressure because you want to create loyal customers. You want to not lose any hostesses, because in the beginning it's like, I got to make my money back. I've done this huge investment. I've got to make everybody happy. But if they're going to be too demanding, if they're going to be like that, I mean, I don't know. I would just kill them with kindness and, try to really have great customer service. And if it doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. That's my 2 cents. But, and also if you can't order 25, if you're like, ooh, that's a little bit steep, when you order 30 pieces, then, when you sell 30 pieces, then order 33. So that gives you even just a little bit of a way to build your inventory.
And just real quick, as far as these capsule collections, y'all, they can order them from anybody. So if that's a big deal, and Brittany and I want holiday leggings. We didn't get any. We had multiple girls that were like, if you get some, I'll buy a few from you just for ourselves.
Yeah.
So, it's the same thing. If you don't have them, they don't have to hinge a party on that. Say, you know what, let me find a consultant and I'll get you a pair. And that's it. So it's really not, they don't need an entire line of this stuff just to make or break a party. And a lot of times I will, like my sister-in-law or, a neighbor or friend that's really close to me will want something. And I'm like, I don't do that for everybody, but I'll do that for you. I'll see if Brittany has this for you, or I'll see if Stephanie or Christy has this for you. And it's no big deal. If it doesn't work out, that's okay too, because you haven't promised anything. But there's plenty of ways to get these extra pieces for girls without, like Brittany said, ordering 5 small Madisons when you don't carry Madisons, and then they get them and they say, oh, I don't like the way the Madison looks.
I don't like the way this fits. And I would say, well, I want to punch you in the face. It just makes you crazy. And I have been burned more times than I want to say, especially in the beginning. So I just want you to really think about that. If you're like, no, got to keep these customers, I get it. But just know that time and time again, for multiple of us, that really hasn't panned out the way that we wanted it to. So just hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. It kind of takes some of that pressure off of, needing to please everybody. Because at the end of the day, you need to have a nice big inventory. You need to make sure that you have all the tools that you need. And I remember having anxiety, and I know you guys feel this way, in the beginning when I had my maxi skirts, and then when I picked up a few other things, I would just have this anxiety because I knew that my inventory was low, because I knew that I was showing up with not enough pieces. And Carolyn and I built our businesses very differently. In the beginning, I had to pay myself. There wasn't an option. I had to pay myself $1,000 a month. She did not have to pay herself in the beginning. And so Carolyn was able to build that inventory nice and big, whereas it took me a lot longer, even though I started earlier than she did. So just know that even if you're like, well, I can't put every penny back into my inventory because we need this money, it's okay. You can still do it. It'll be a little bit longer. You might have some lean parties.
There's a trade-off one way or the other for sure. Yeah.
Either you're going ahead and getting that money first, like on the front end, and maybe not having as big of an inventory as you would like, or you're putting everything into your inventory and then you're not paying yourself for 3. I just got off the phone this afternoon with one of my consultants, and she was like, I have not paid myself a penny, but she just got her first bonus check, and it was a nice little check, and she was like, I think I'm gonna cash this, and she's been in 3 months. And I was like, you've arrived, you've got a big inventory, you got a bonus check, it's time, enjoy being a LuLaRoe consultant. Quit and I kept telling Carolyn, when she was 6 months in, I was like, could you just do something fun? Could you pay yourself $1,000? And she was like, no, I've got to build, and so it all works out.
But what did my sister say the other day, who's a nurse manager? She actually just quit her job, but we were talking about just bonus checks and the growth of our company. And she was saying that of our individual businesses, and she was talking about how much Brittany has grown her business in 2 years. And she said, do you know that I have a bachelor's degree from an excellent university, and it took me 15 years and I still don't make the money that you make. So, it just goes to show you that, yes, there is a sacrifice in the beginning, and you're going to sacrifice something one way or the other, but it's totally worth it. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to think. I think that was pretty much, I only had about 3 or 4 things I want to talk, in our 30 minutes, it's turned into 46. So really we are beyond. So go ahead and start typing your questions now, and we will get to them. Amanda, bonus checks are when you build a team. LuLaRoe compensates you for bringing people into this business. It's one of the amazing aspects of being a LuLaRoe consultant. So what happens is when you bring girls in and they sign on underneath you, as long as you order 175 pieces in a month, you are considered a sponsor. And so you sponsor that girl. So anybody that you personally sponsor, you make 5% off of what they order in a month. So if they place an initial order and they pay LuLaRoe $6,000, you're getting a check for $300 just for bringing them into the company.
If you're ordering.
If you're ordering 175 pieces, that is the like thing. There have been so many girls that have cried and cried because they thought they were getting a bonus check, but they didn't. Override checks. Yeah, that's another word.
And the reason for that is because people ask all the time, the reason they want you to order is because they don't want Brittany to sit back now and just watch all of us order so she can get a check.
And all my dollar bills. They don't
because
want
then she's of no benefit to us if she's not actually out doing parties. So the idea is that even at the level, you know, that Kim, our top consultant, is at, that she's still doing parties and selling products. So, you know, you're not asking people to do that which you're not doing.
For those of you that are wondering, Kim is our top consultant, and her check last month was, I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready to know what Kim's check was last month. It was $66,000.
And she...
Let's all just take a moment. Yeah.
She started, well, just right when it started, I guess.
Yeah, started. She was like one of the first.
4 months before Brittany. I mean, yeah. So.
Yeah. So obviously that's not the norm. So I think she's the only one that makes anywhere near that. But just know that there's a huge potential to make great money in this business. And then there's lots of other levels. There's trainer, there's coach, but we don't have to get into all that tonight. This is just a beginner webinar. But if girls talk to you about the opportunity, share it with them. Because if you can build yourself a team, that's money that you can count on every single month that's going to come in regardless of how your party sales go. So it's really nice. Yes, Michelle, that is a total Lula goal, for sure. Can't even imagine.
Other questions?
Yeah, what other questions do we have? Come on down. It's so true. That's about what my husband makes me.
So this is just a kind of a suggestion, and some of the trainers talked about it in an email, and I guess I'd be curious to think what you guys think, but do you guys feel like you're getting your questions answered on the big page? I call Brittany's page the big page, the Lovelies page, because all the trainers kind of have their own pages. And so we're just trying to figure out if you feel like that should just be like a celebration page, or like, do you feel like you're getting everything addressed there? There's a lot of girls on there, so the questions do get answered. I guess I feel like I miss a lot because I just can't keep up with it all. I mean, you know, I can't find every person on there. So that's something that we've talked about, and we're just trying to figure out the best way, you know, for that to happen.
Yeah. No, you feel like yours do get answered. Good. Okay, so I feel like, just think about that and then get back with us. But I feel like that's pretty much it. I only had about 4 things I wanted to talk about tonight. I didn't want to keep you too long. I didn't want to keep you 50 minutes. So there's that. But we appreciate you so much for sticking with us.
Well, technically, you're at this time limit because we've really only been here 20 minutes on this one. So
yeah, I do feel that it gets negative. It attracts too much. That makes sense. I've also looked at a lot of those. I feel like I'm learning a lot of stuff on the page. Good, Amanda. That's wonderful. And we are working to make sure that it stays positive and that everybody stays headed in the right direction. And so if it ever gets to the point where you feel like it's unproductive or unhelpful, then absolutely reach out to us. And like I said, I'm Brittany Comp on Facebook. Friend me if you haven't already. I try to go through and friend everybody, but I don't always get everybody. So find me, friend me, message me. I know Carol Ann feels the same way. Text me. Write myself a number down here. And it may be 9 o'clock at night when I'm laying in bed decompressing from the day before I respond, but I will respond. Oh, I tried to write myself a number out, but I wrote it too big. Okay, hold on.
what is beeping?
It's sorry. It's oh yeah, it's my Facebook Messenger. It's all these girls wanting to talk to me. No, I've somehow ended up in a group chat, but it's on my computer, and so I don't know. I can't turn it off right now.
Okay. No, I was just curious. Thank y'all for coming and
Do you see this? Can you see it?
listening, and yeah, 957 8320. I'll read it out loud.
That's my number.
Kind of.
Call me, feed me. And we'll do this again if there's stuff that you guys want to talk about. I mean, once we figured it out, it took 2 seconds to get on it.
It will be better next time.
Yeah, and so we'll make sure it's easier next time. So that's all we have tonight. Hope that's okay. And we'll talk with you guys soon.
Okay, I'll post this on the page. Good.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye.